Hi, Tony.
Hi.
Have a seat wherever you like.
Thanks.
How are you today?
Okay, how are you?
Good. Thanks for asking.
Good.
How was it getting here?
It wasn't too bad. Public transit is just a pain in my ass, but other than that, it was okay.
Yes, I agree. It can be difficult to get places.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people get lost getting here, so I'm glad that you made it. Glad that you're here. So have you ever met with a counselor before?
I did a few years ago, but that was when I was 12, so I haven't really done anything since.
Okay, that's great. I'm glad that you're here. So I just want to go over some ground rules, kind of, with you.
Okay.
So first off, do you know what confidentiality means?
I think I've heard of it before, but I don't really get it necessarily.
Okay, so I want to go in depth with that with you, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So confidentiality basically means that everything that you tell me today will stay in this room. I won't be sharing any information. It's all safe with me.
Okay.
The only breaches to that would be if I sense that there's a harm to yourself or others, if there's a harm to children or elderly, if there is a court subpoena, if I need to discuss any information with my colleagues within the agency, or if, of course, you give me permission to do so.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
What do you mean, harm to self?
If I believe that you may be hurting yourself,
Okay.
or if you have a plan to hurt yourself.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. I just was a little confused on what that was, but I get it.
Okay. So we're good on confidentiality?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I just want to begin today by just going over why you're here.
Okay. My mom's kind of forcing me to be here. She goes to counseling and she says that it helps her, so she thinks it's gonna help me. You probably know, in my file and whatever, but I'm in high school right now. I'm in my last year, and we've just been having troubles at home. I don't want to go to college. My parents want me to go to college. I skip school more often than I should be. I guess I'm just having a hard time in my parents' eyes, so I don't know.
Okay, so how's school going?
I get good marks, but I don't go all the time. I go when I want to go, and I'll lie if I'm going or not. I just don't. I don't like being there. I don't like sitting at a desk all day. I don't like my teachers. But I have good marks, so
right.
It's okay. And I like my friends, so.
Is there a particular reason why you don't like going?
It's just boring. And I feel like I know I'm not going to college, so there's no point in me wasting my time.
Right, so you don't feel like it's exciting enough, maybe?
Mm-mm. Yeah, not at all.
So what would you rather be doing?
Well, I know that there's online courses, so I was thinking of doing something like that, but I know my parents would never let me do that, because I need the social aspect of school, but I don't go anyways, but they don't always know that. But I would rather just be doing my own thing and maybe working, but I had a job and then I lost my job, so I need to figure that out, but.
Right, you definitely sound self-motivated, getting good grades, you want to be working. It's just maybe that high school right now isn't captivating enough for you.
Yeah, maybe.
Mm-hmm. So did you want to discuss maybe your relationship with your parents a little bit?
Sure. My parents and I used to be super close, and then once I started hanging out with my close friends, it kind of changed. They kind of got on my ass a little bit more about stuff and forcing me to go to college so that I don't want to go. They keep telling me I need to go, and they keep telling me I have to go to school, finish high school even though I don't want to. And then it kind of just changed from a good relationship to just being kind of shitty because they're just so annoying all the time.
Right. I have definitely experienced that before also, having parents not fully understand that what they want you to do may not be exactly what you want to do for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to know that you have ownership over your choices. You know yourself the best. And college isn't the only option out there if that's not really what you want to do. There are lots of great options you can take.
Mm-hmm.
So is there a chance that you may want to reconnect with your parents?
Kind of, but I'm scared that if we get close again, it's going to become the exact same thing. And I kind of lost them when that happened. Like when we stopped being close, I feel like they're more strict. They weren't as strict, but I don't know why all of a sudden they're being so strict on me. Like, I'm allowed to decide if I want to go to school or not. Like, I'm 17, I can decide. But part of me wants that, but I just don't want to hurt them again.
Right. How does that disconnect make you feel?
Well, I mean, it's kind of nice being able to just do my own thing. Like, I just go do stuff without telling them because there's no point. But it does feel kind of shitty not having people in your life that support you, that are like your family. Like, my friends are my family now.
Right.
So
I think it's definitely important to have healthy conversations with them. Maybe just having a discussion, but hearing both sides of the story, because it maybe sounds to me like they're just worried about you, and that worry sometimes doesn't translate the best in scenarios because parents are very overprotective.
yeah, maybe.
So maybe having a discussion with them could help with the relationship if that's something that you want to work through.
Do you guys do like family counseling here? Like, could I have them come in? Because it's just going to turn into a yelling fit like it does every time.
Of course.
So
we definitely offer those programs and services if you guys want to reach out and connect.
I feel like that would be the only time that they would listen. Because after my mom found stuff in my bag, it just kind of escalated into a huge argument. And every time I try and talk to her about anything, she's like, well, you're doing stuff you shouldn't be doing. So it's annoying.
I think it's great that you want to work things out and that that's an idea you've had. And if they want to do that and you're all supporting each other that way, I think that's great. We can definitely set something up to have a family meeting.
Cool.
But for now, I do want to focus more on yourself, if that's okay. So you say that your parents may have issues with your friends.
Yeah. I party a lot with them because we all don't go to school. So, well, we go to school, we just don't go all the time. And my friends they're older than I am, so they're all like in their 20s. So we all like I have a fake ID now, and like we all like go to the bars and like we'll hang out. So I don't think that they like that I'm doing that stuff, but like I'm happy. So I don't know why it matters. Like I get it, but like I think they just don't like that I'm not their little girl anymore.
Right. So it kind of sounds like you may have had a shift in friends throughout your life.
Yeah.
Has there been any particular reason why you've gained these new friends?
Well, I had a boyfriend that was like friends with them, and then we all kind of just became friends. But like we all smoke weed and stuff, so like we're bonding over that, which is cool because my old friends were like goody two shoes and didn't do any of that. So, I don't know. I guess like over time we just become friends with different people, and I feel like that's normal. But my parents are just having a hard time understanding that I'm a different person now.
Right. It's definitely normal to make new friends, connect with different people. It's very healthy. As long as you and your friends are on the same page about what you're doing together. Do you feel okay with the activities that you partake in with each other?
Yeah, like I have fun.
Do you ever feel maybe pressured to participate?
Sometimes, but then I do it anyways, and then I'm like, well, obviously they know what they're talking about. Like they're older, they're wiser, so it ends up being fine. But like, I don't think my parents are so happy about that. But like, because I'm sneaking out, because obviously I'm not going to tell them like I'm going to hang out with these people. So it's a weird. I know what I'm doing is wrong, but I know I don't have their support. So.
Right. So it's very important to create boundaries. Do you know what your boundaries are? Does that make sense? So what I mean by that is boundaries, self-boundaries is like your values, what you're okay with doing, and not letting people push you past that.
Okay.
Do you feel like you have those?
Sometimes, but I also feel like I have to like impress them because I am younger, so I have to kind of like one up someone else in the group because we're a big group, so I have to like one up them and like I don't know. I feel also like now that I'm not working, like I just spend all my time with them because they're my friends. Like they've kind of become my family now that I don't talk to my mom as much. So I don't know if I have boundaries necessarily, but I feel like I'm able to make my own choices sometimes.
Right. It can be very difficult to feel like you always have to one up someone in a relationship when friendship is meant to be equal.
Yeah, it does get really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just like, I don't want to be stoned all the time. Like, I don't want to do that all day.
Right.
But, like, I feel like I have to because I'm also not going to school. So I'm like, well, I have nothing better to do with my day, so.
Mm-hmm.
But.
So maybe something that we can work on together are creating those boundaries and setting those. Is that something you're interested in?
Yeah, I feel like it might help. But, like, I still don't want to go to college. Like, I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I feel like if I follow in my mom's footsteps, then I'm going to be forced to do what she wants me to do anyways. So I'm kind of trying to just do my own thing in hopes that she'll leave me alone.
Right. And you by no means have to go to college if that's not what you want to do. There are lots of options. So did you want to discuss these options maybe a little bit today?
Like I want to work. I want to do that, but I don't know what field I want to go into. I never really thought about it. I never really even asked. Like my parents want me to do nursing. I don't want to do nursing at all, so
Right.
I don't know. Like I have the marks for it. I'm smart enough for it, but like I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I would rather like my friends make music and like I like making music with them, but like I don't want to do a career that's nursing.
Right. You definitely have all the skills needed to do whatever you want in life. You definitely have that ability. So maybe it just comes down to deciding what you want to do, not listening to anyone else.
Right.
You're allowed to be a little selfish with that because it's your future. So maybe is there anything that you want to go into?
Like what? Like could I just not work? Could I just work?
Of course you could.
I don't know what type of field I'd want to go into, but I feel like I should look into it. I feel like maybe my mom is right, but I just don't want to admit that she's right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well maybe when you go home tonight, that's something that you can definitely think on.
Mm-hmm.
If that's okay with you. I think today our main focus of our conversation was maybe boundaries with friends. So maybe I can set you up with some tools that you can use to start thinking about boundaries. And then if you're okay with having a meeting maybe next week, we can set that up also. So here are some resources that you can look up.
Okay. Thanks.
And you can start thinking about your boundaries with your friends, maybe thinking about different options for school, and maybe having that conversation with your parents about family counseling if that's something that you sound interested in. And maybe that would be a really good opportunity to have a safe and healthy conversation with your parents.
Yeah, I feel like I am being stubborn because I'm not being heard, but I feel bad doing that. But I want my mom to understand that I'm not just a puppet that she can kind of control. Like I'm my own person.
Right.
And I feel like no one's listening to me. I think you're like the first person that's listening to me. So like my friends listen to me, but like I feel like they're all doing their own thing because they're older than I am. And I don't want to necessarily follow in all of their footsteps because they are older. And I'm not. So it's just like a weird. I'm just really confused.
I think it's really important to be heard in life. So I'm happy that I can sort of provide you that for now. And then maybe moving on, we can find different resources for you to take home and use during your personal time.
That would be cool. I guess I could like go to school like one day a week. Like try and go.
That's a great start.
Maybe just graduate, just to get off my ass. But
anything that you want to start off with is amazing, for sure. So maybe we will reconnect next week if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
So we can set up a time at the front if you'd like. And thank you so much for meeting with me today. This was an amazing conversation.
Yeah, thank you. I feel a lot better about it all.
Okay, bye. Have a good day.
You too.